This listing is unfortunately already sold, so none of us can own this beautiful top.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here. Boop.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexis Sunshine 83 here. So I'd seen this video from Susie that she posted a couple of months ago where she shared her Vinted likes, and it was such a fun concept. I loved hearing why she's liked certain things on Vinted, why she may or may not end up purchasing it, and I figured I would do my own with my Depop likes because I spend an obscene amount of time on Depop liking stuff. I am embarrassed to admit that is part of my morning routine. I wake up at 5:50 a.m. with Autumn screaming in my face. I grab my coffee, I go to my desk, and I like stuff on Depop. The Depop recommended section specifically for me is so good. It is so on point. They know me probably way too well because everything they serve me is just gorgeous and beautiful, and I like it all. I do take my Depop likes a little bit too seriously for some reason. I think it's because I like to go on other people's Depop likes, especially if they have a similar style to me and I know they buy a lot of stuff on Depop. I will go to their Depop likes. I get comments that are like, how do you find stuff on Depop? And I don't have too much to kind of share because it really is just looking at other people's likes and going to my recommended section on Depop. Sometimes I will type in like whimsigoth tops, whimsigoth y2k 90s tops, which just sounds like a made up like phrases I'm putting together, but I think that's how my Depop recommended has become so tailored to my style, is because of the search terms I was using that now I don't even have to put that in because Depop is already serving me what I would be looking for, and I want to share them all with you. I know what the title says for you to buy these, but this video is not necessarily to inspire you to go and buy these. I mean, obviously if you like any of them, of course, but it really is just to share things that I am liking. And I think it's just a little bit more specific compared to, you know, Pinterest outfits, or even when I shared summer trends that I'm loving. A lot of times that's more of a concept, whereas these are exact pieces, and why I am deciding if I am or am not going to buy them. I do rarely buy anything on Depop. Like, it takes a lot for me to actually purchase a piece, and so I think that's why I end up with a cart full of stuff that I'm never gonna actually buy, but I'm just loving, and it is inspiring me. I would almost say like my Depop recommended inspires me more within fashion than my Pinterest sometimes, so I'm hoping that this video also does the same for you. But let's get into it before these pieces end up getting purchased, because I actually already filmed this video last month, fully filmed, edited, ready to go live, until I realized almost everything I included in the video was already purchased. So hopefully these pieces are still available if you do end up wanting any of them. These pieces aren't in any specific order or categorized. I just went into my Depop likes and screenshotted everything, and now I'm going through the screenshots to show you. Also, I like everything, even if it's not in my size, so I do end up getting recommended pieces that are in line with my style, just not my size. The first listing are these cowboy boots. How gorgeous, how adorable. What's stopping me from buying them is I really have not fallen out of love with cowboy boots. I think cowboy boots are still so cute. I just think where my style doesn't really go with cowboy boots, specifically with a pointed toe. Love my round toe John Fluvog cowboy boots. Like that is a perfect blend of like a cowboy boot, but in kind of my like style of loving a round toe. Like those go with so much in my closet, whereas these, yes, I think they could go, but I think they would lean into a style that isn't necessarily what I'm going for, and I would just rather go for any of my other round toe brown boots. Like I mentioned in my summer trends video of things that I'm liking, these like tie boho belts, I want to find one so bad. I really want to up my belt game because most of the bottoms I'm wearing now are a mid to low rise, and all of my belts that I own that I've thrifted in the past 6 years are all for high rise pants, and so I can't wear, I think I can only wear one belt with any of my mid-rise and low-rise bottoms, and so a lot of the outfits I'm creating just are missing something because they need a belt, but it's just been so difficult to find a hip belt that I like. This one, I can't lie, I am a little tempted to buy because I think those colors and everything would be so adorable, and it's $23.80, obviously fees and shipping and all that jazz, but I think this actually could be a contender of the tie boho belt that I've been looking for. This dress, I mean, absolutely gorgeous. There are a lot of these I almost don't have too much to say other than I think they're really cute, and I'm not gonna buy them because I'm trying not to just buy stuff because it's cute, because there's so many like cute clothes in the world, and although I would love to own them all, I don't need to, and I would rather, you know, someone that also really likes it, that maybe has that hole in their wardrobe, get it instead. But it does take a lot of constraint because, again, Depop has been sending me so much cute stuff. It's been really difficult. There are so many cute and adorable tops that are going to be featured in this video. I'm going to really try not to spend too much time on every single one, or this video is going to be like an hour long. But I love the detail lacing of this top. I've never seen anything like this. Cami, lace, and then a tie-up. Like, this is kind of a dream top, and it's taking everything in me not to buy it. I really like the straps having also the patterned and that lace detailing on it. I find a lot of straps on tops that are really cute end up being just plain. They just take maybe a color that's in the shirt and put it on the strap, or the strap is just black, and I just feel like the original creator of this top really committed to it. I have been loving purple, as we all know. I cannot shut up about it, and I would love to add some more purple skirts into my wardrobe, but again, I'm being very, very picky because I don't want to own a bunch of purple skirts. I already own one purple skirt. I would like to just own one more purple skirt, so I'm waiting for that one purple skirt, and this one was definitely kind of high up on the potential because how cool is all of that detailing? Like, you're kidding me. I just don't know if I want my second purple skirt to have, it's kind of like a sheer netting piece that's over a slip, which is really cool, like the detailing of it, but I'm just not sure how that's actually gonna fit and if that's what I want. So I'm feeling a little indecisive, which again is then me deciding I'm not gonna get it. I am really sad about this one because it is the only confirmed listing that has been sold. It literally sold this morning, and this was one I was gonna buy because I've been talking about having some sort of like vest cardigan thing like this. I mentioned it in my last video when I went thrifting, hoping to find something similar, and I saw this one on Depop and I was like, this is it. The only reason why I didn't buy it is because this photo gives it kind of like a green hue, and so I ended up messaging the seller and asking them if it has a green hue, because it said in the description that it's ivory, but I just wasn't sure, is it the lighting that's making it have a green hue? I literally went through all their listings to like see different photos to just see if the green hue is just the lighting of where they take photos or what. So I DM'd them just to verify, like, hey, it looks like it has a cool toned hue. Is it like a true ivory? Is it a warm ivory? Just again, being as like specific and detailed as possible before I end up making that purchase. And they ended up not replying until it's sold, which I totally understand. Honestly, the messaging system on Depop is so confusing, so I totally get them not seeing my message, but I'm really sad because if it was a true ivory, this would have been the best. I've talked about loving ponchos and thrifted one a couple of months ago that is really cute, but I am finding that I'm not wearing it as often, and so it almost makes me think like, oh, maybe I don't like ponchos. Like, I like it on other people but not me. But I realize it's because of the fit. I think what I'm actually looking for in a poncho is something that's a little bit shorter, so not super long, obviously not super cropped, but just there's like this perfect middle. And I saw this one and love the colors. I think it is so cute, but it's a kid's. But I'm also like, wait, maybe actually having a kid's poncho, like it being a junior sizing even, would be the way to go for the fit and the length that I want. However, I'm also scared that I'm gonna end up buying one that's a kid's poncho like on Depop, and it's gonna be too short. It's gonna be like for a toddler, because that has happened where I've almost bought something and then I looked closer at the description and realized, oh, this is for a doll. That dress looked like a human-sized dress. No, it's for a doll. perspective of the way the photo was taken. So I don't want to make that mistake with trying to buy a kid's poncho. I could message them and ask them for the measurements so I could like measure my own poncho and see like where it would hit. That's a possibility, potentially. But that I only then message for measurements if they don't have it in the description. If I'm like 99% sure I'm gonna get it, I just need that 1% to like verify the measurements, and that will make the deciding factor. And I feel like this one I'm still a little like, it's cute, but I also don't know how much am I gonna wear a poncho still. But again, I don't know if that's just because the poncho I own is not necessarily the size that I think is wearable for me, like the length of it. So I don't know. This is the only listing that I will say you should buy. Actually, there's one other listing that we will get to. These floral boots, originally by Skechers, like vintage Skechers floral boots in a 9.5. I'm a 9.5, it's so hard to find. 9.5 boots in really great condition, like great condition. I love these things so much. Definitely, obviously a higher priced item, but these can go for like $600 on Depop. So if this is the style of shoe that you've been looking for and you know the struggle of being a size 9.5, this is it. Here you go. Here you go, I found it. You should buy this. The only reason why I'm not buying it is because I think I would prefer it in brown. I've seen this boot in a brown tan, and I just feel like I would want to go for that because I own so many black boots. Like, yes, it's different because it has flowers on it, but I'm really trying to break free from me always just wearing black boots. Again, another gorgeous, beautiful top. This one definitely is on the higher end price-wise, but it's pretty gorgeous. I love that it has a mixture of velvet. It's not like fully velvet, which I also love a fully velvet top, don't get me wrong, but I think it's a little bit more wearable for like spring, summer-ish compared to a full velvet top. This listing is unfortunately already sold, so none of us can own this beautiful top. I have been really tempted in buying this dress because it feels so me, like the colors, the silhouette. I am really considering buying this. It's actually in my cart on Depop. I just have yet to make the decision if I'm gonna buy it or not. I'll have to take a look at the measurements and then measure my other dresses just to see what the fit potentially will be like, especially with where the like chest section stops, since it has a seam right there. I find a lot of vintage dresses like this, if you don't try them on or check the measurements, they end up being a lot like smaller, like where they hit me based on, I don't know, where my chest ends up. I thrifted a dress, not super similar, but I mean, kind of in the look of the chest, that the seam ended up coming like right here, like half of my boob. And so then it kind of like fit really odd. So I would also have to verify where that hits. So a lot of things that would have to like perfectly align for me to purchase it. This is the second pair of shoes that if you are a size 9.5, go buy these. They are the Vintage Destroy boots. If you know, you know these they are like top tier with John Fluvog cowboy boots. Like, they are the shoe. If anything, I would say they're way more rare. Like, I don't think I've ever come across these in my size ever. A half size in these shoes, so rare. Also, the seller is a viewer. Hi. We were messaging back and forth because I was asking about the size, because in the description it says that it was too big on them, but it's because they're like a size 8.5, I think, and so that's why they were too big and would probably be a true size 9.5. Oh, I love them so much. I just don't need to add more black shoes into my shoe collection. Talking about rare, beautiful boots, I did find a couple of John Fluvog boots, actually, not in my size. So if you're in an 8.5, here you go. Again, they are a higher price item because they are not sold anymore. The ones I got were a lot less than this, but that's because they were damaged. These ones are like great condition. I also found these John Fluvog boots. They just really don't make tops like they used to in the 90s and early 2000s, because this is the coolest combination of pattern, material. Oh, it's not my size, but it's so gorgeous. I think the back, yeah, the back is that full lace. Are you kidding me? I love this cardigan. I love the colors. The brown, it is 100% soft acrylic. I own a couple of cardigans that are either 100% acrylic or like 50% acrylic. And although I would prefer 100% cotton, I do still like the feeling of acrylic. Anything that's better than polyester knit. I love the silhouette of this top. I like how minimal it is, yet still has a fun touch with the butterflies. Also, the back has a really cool button detailing. Anytime I see dresses like this, I always like them because they're just they remind me of the 90s and just so perfect in my style. I think I owned one, like thrifted a very similar dress once, and I said goodbye to it. It makes me never want to say goodbye to anything ever again and just hoard all my clothes. I mean, do I even have to say anything about this top? This is so cute. I think I included this listing photo in my trends I'm liking for summer video when I was talking about clogs with a back strap, and I am really tempted on buying these, but they are still, you know, quite pricey as well. So I just want to make sure I'm 100% sure. And so that's why I haven't bought them. The next one is this top. I just think it's so cool. It's vintage, no boundaries. And I just love the little character on it. The only reason I'm not going to buy this one, even though I think would be such a perfect top for me, is because it is long sleeve, and I am trying to be even pickier with any pieces I'm buying that don't work for the current season. Like if I end up finding something that's been on my thrift wish list forever and it's a long sleeve and like I can't wear it until November, maybe I'll buy it because I've been looking for it forever and like I finally found it, and like if I wait until fall, like it's probably gonna be gone and then I'm gonna continue that search and blah blah blah. But I just want to be very weary of those pieces because of the weather right now and how long it's going to last, with it being, you know, over 80 degrees, 80 to 90 degrees. It's just not realistic. And with long sleeves, I just have to be quite careful with how many I own because of how wearable they're going to be for me in my climate that I live. But I mean, look at the back of this. The detailing on it, just so cool. I will confess that I did end up buying these boots on eBay that were in my size. These are a size 9, so they wouldn't have worked, whereas the eBay ones were a size 10, and they're so cute. I've been wearing, have I worn them in a video yet? I feel like I have. They're so cute. They have the coolest, okay, I have to go grab them now. I have to show you. Like, these are the dream 90s boots. They're very comfortable too. I don't want to necessarily influence you to buy them, but if you find them in your size, you've been looking for a boot like this in brown, I do recommend. They're pretty great. If you go into my Depop likes, you will see that I have a lot of Halloween stuff liked, and I tried not to include it in this video just because I feel like it's not really in line with like what I'm wanting to share, but I am looking for I know I just talked about not buying stuff necessarily always out of season, but I feel like especially with like holidays, when you get to that holiday, it's so much harder to find those pieces and then they're more expensive. And so I'm like pre-planning Halloween like tops, and like I bought a Halloween sweater vest recently on Depop. It's so cute. I love it so much. And I have a couple things planned that I know I'm going to be doing during like Halloween time. And so I want to have those pieces to wear for those events. And so I am on the hunt now for a Halloween t-shirt, although it's really hard to find like a white Halloween t-shirt that isn't stained. I don't think this is necessarily the size that I want, but I really like the graphic. I think it did have like armpit stains or something. So not gonna be the one that I'm buying, but I wanted to make that note because you will definitely see a lot of Halloween stuff. One thing that has been on my thrift wish list for a while is some sort of patchwork skirt, and I talked about maybe DIYing my own. I'm still open to that. I just don't want to ruin like a pair of jeans to make a patchwork skirt and like have it then be terrible, like it ends up terrible. I'm just really questioning my abilities. Although the patchwork jeans, where I think Kathleen Illustrated did it in one of her videos, where it's like jeans and then you like cut out a panel to then put like a fabric panel. I feel like that's less risk of it potentially going wrong compared to something like this, which is why I would rather buy a patchwork skirt, like buy it already like that, than make my own. Potentially. We'll see. I may end up still doing that, but I'm potentially also going to do the jean one. I did buy one, not this. I bought a really similar one on Depop yesterday. That is kind of that style I've been looking for the past year. I found this really cute fairy baby tee with, if you play The Sims, they're coming out with a fairy pack. And so I do think I've been slightly inspired by fairies and fairy core and fairy style lately. This is another kids poncho. They do have the measurements, so I feel size 4 to 6. What's a child's size 4 to 6? I just feel like that's gonna be way too small. This necklace though, this is the chunky statement necklace, dragonfly. I talked about also in my summer trends video that I am potentially looking for a dragonfly necklace. I'm really tempted on this one. I don't know. Oh, okay. This top I thought was really similar to the sequins Forever 21 top I got in New York, but just without the sequins. It feels very fall. It's such an interesting like mix of patterns and colors together, but somehow works. I think this blouse would be so comfortable. I don't know how wearable it would be for like a summer 90-degree day. Probably not. I'm gonna answer that and say no, but everything about it is so cool. It's originally from Faded Glory, and like the way that it seems to lay is just the coolest. It's a size medium. I don't remember if I looked at the measurements, but because it's long sleeve again, I was like, Alexa, you want to be able to wear this until November. And it's so cute that I would be just like wanting to wear it, but I wouldn't be able to wear it and it would just make me sad. So that's why I'm not buying it. This skirt is not my size, but I just had to show it because come on, this purple pattern skirt, maxi length. I love how it kind of just looks like solid dark purple, and then depending on the way the light hits it, you then see the pattern, and it's just like a cool little illusion look with it being velvet. Also, this dress that I think is from the same seller. Just imagine this on a hot day. I don't remember what it's rayon. I can't remember if rayon is breathable or not, but it's such a like darker whimsigoth of a like summer dress. Like it's taking something like summery potentially that you could wear, but just like toning it, muting it down with earth tones. I really, really like this. I thought this top was really interesting. It's a one shoulder, but it has a strap. It does feel like something that came straight off of Lizzie McGuire, and I love that about it. I think it's a little bit too early 2000s for me. I don't know. There's like a balance of sometimes feeling too costumey. Like I bought this at the costume store as like an early 2000s like costume, but also like obviously it doesn't matter. And I still wear outfits where it kind of gives that. But this one just maybe a little bit too much. But I do really like the strap and the butterflies in the blue. I really like this top. I love it. I just love denim paired with like a fabric. I think that's like a theme that I find very satisfying. And this, oh, and it has the lace up. Oh my gosh, if you're an extra large, please buy this. Obviously, we all knew I was gonna have multiple pieces with velvet included in this video because anything that's velvet, I personally like. And then I also like on Depop. And this skirt, oh my gosh, it's in a size large. Oh, I love the different panels. I love skirts. This and like denim with like a patchwork, that's very satisfying. And then like a tiered skirt like this, especially with velvet and like different material, it has like a crinkly material, that's what gets me going. Oh yes, it does. I did find an even more similar to the vintage Forever 21 top I got in New York. This one, it's actually originally from Rave, so I feel like this one is probably even more like vintage than the Forever 21 top I got, or they were made at the same time because of the tag on the Forever 21 top. Like it's definitely early 2000s, and this one definitely is as well. So maybe just during that time, these types of tops are really trendy, which is probably the case, but it has like a pink hue to it. This is a dress I would really want to try on and make sure it's not like too tight. It seems like it would be flowy, like going, and I want it to be fitted, but just not too fitted. And especially because it is a size small, and if it's vintage, like a size small could be like really small. It does have the measurements, or you have to message for the measurements, I'm not sure, but I really like the tones of this one and like the florals and all the different pattern going on. This cardigan a viewer actually sent me on Depop, so hello, so cute. amazing. They sent it to me because I've talked about wanting a cardigan that's short sleeve or sleeveless like this. I am wanting to find specifically the ivory one first, but this is so cute. I love it in purple. I actually already owned this in blue. I think last year I found it at the thrift store. Very cute, but I just found with it being blue, it didn't go with my style back then. And I think in a purple shade, it would go so much more. I love the little flowers at the bottom. It has a really interesting detail of having then this netting with then the embroidery of the flowers. So highly recommend if you have been wanting a little cardigan like this. So cute. And thank you so much to the viewer for sending it to me. I think that's all I'm going to show for today because I could keep going for 5 hours. So if you want to see more of the things that I like on Depop, I will again have that linked. Thank you all so much for watching. If you would like to see my face again, then make sure to subscribe right down below and also follow me on Instagram, which is alexsunshine83, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.